Hello everyone, my name is Andrew, and today I'm going to show you how to install a CB radio. Some of the items you'll need is a multimeter, electrical tape, wire cutters, and some extra wire, and a CB radio. A couple other things that might help this task is the owner's manual or a wiring diagram, and a test light. So for this video, we're going to use an 87 El Camino. Typically, you would want to find a wire that has power when the accessory is turned, or the key is turned to accessories. But since this won't be permanently in this car, and it's just for a demonstration, I'm going to use the radio fuse, which is located under the driver's side dash. It's right behind this little door. It's going to be one of these little fuses that you can just pull out. And when you do find it, you're going to want to use your test light. And you'll see on each end of these is a little piece of metal. And you want to make sure that there isn't any power coming out of it when the key is turned off. Because if the key is turned off and there's power, then it's considered a parasitic load and it's going to drain your battery. If you don't have a test light to test these fuses, you could buy one of these at any automotive store, and it's adjustable for these types of fuses. And when you touch the back with it, and there's power going to it, it could either tell you if the fuse is bad or, good by the light lighting up. So after I spliced the wire into the fuse under the dash, I attached the second wire to the ground on a screw that I found. It's better to get the ground somewhere on the frame of the vehicle, especially where there isn't paint, but for this demonstration this little screw works. Now I need to make sure the key's off. Where'd the wire go? Oh. So use the multimeter on one of these plugs and see if I'm getting power while the key is off to make sure it's not going to be drawing power constantly. So after hooking up the wire to the fuse and to a ground on the door, while the key is off, I need to make sure that there's no power coming to the connector that's going to connect to the CB radio. So if I touch each one of these little plugs right here, the needle on the multimeter shouldn't move. Which good, it didn't. Let's see. Now hopefully the key on accessories does move. Hey, there we go. Perfect. So I haven't bought an antenna yet for it, so I decided to make my own for this video. I took a stick or broom handle, wrapped just some regular speaker wire around it, stripped off most of the plastic or rubber, and now I'm just literally going to plug it into the back and see if it works. Now that I have the CB radio hooked up, in all reality not the most professional way, but it's just like a car stereo. Doesn't take too much to really hook it up. Definitely wouldn't pay someone for this job, or if it was done like this. But I hooked up my own made antenna. And now let's see if I pick up anything.
I can tell you that much. Let me turn this thing down a little bit. I'm gonna bring my...
Oh. Yeah, it works a bit.
Yeah, bring it down and low zone chill for a minute. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna walk back in this back room. Take me about 30 seconds. Prime, the easy just changed his drive on it.
So I know I Mickey Moused a lot in this video. It was mostly just for demonstration purposes, to show you how easy it is to just install anything. Electricity is very similar to water. You're just changing the direction of its flow. But just like with a lot of water, electricity could be very dangerous. You know, you could electrocute yourself, could cause permanent damage to you or whatever you're working on. You could destroy the brand new CB radio or car stereo or whatever you bought. You could end up frying it just because you don't know what you're doing. So I urge you to do your research. If I was installing it permanently, I would have found an actual wire to splice into, not just using a fuse underneath the dash. Would have soldered it together. Probably used a wiring diagram to find the proper wire that's suitable, one that's close inside the dash area. And the reason why my homemade antenna actually worked a bit is because radio waves is basically just electricity. If you've ever used one of those wireless charging devices for your cell phone, when you set it down, it charges it without plugging it in. It's the same theory.
Turn it on and let it warm up. Hello, Mr. Witch Doctor. Down there around Fresno. Hey, buddy, it's good to hear you. Well, gentlemen, my name is BBI. Without a shadow of a doubt, I am the biggest mud duck in Idaho here today.